Hi, welcome to your 3D design class, to your computer aided design class. And this time I will show you how to design in SolidWorks. And first of all, I have some news. I got the 3D experience with a student key, with a student license. And you can do it too. I will teach you how later on. And what I want you to show is how we can make the elements that we did in the previous video that we did manually by using hand tools like the T-squares, and we're going to use SolidWorks. In this case I have the SolidWorks student version 2020, so it is the most recent one, and it has some nice features. So I purchased the license and I think it's cool, so I encourage you to go and purchase it if you can afford it. But if you don't, well, we'll have just to search for some free alternatives. That's all it has. It has the trial version too. So here we have some elements of the screen, and right above of the top we have the configuration. We can go through all of the configurations of the program there. So if something is missing or something's wrong, you can check those options there. So we can go to the home button in order to get some options. And this is a quick menu for everything else, and I already signed in my account that have some advantages like the 3D work experience. And at the tabs you can see that we have a lot of resources like the introduction manual, tutorials, and some tutorials from the internet with the 3D experience. This is one of the advantages of being a student license, and another of the advantages is that you can participate in the exams, in the certification programs, and they will give you 2 keys for that. And if you click onto the tutorials, you will have tutorials to learn SolidWorks, but I recommend you to go to the internet and to use the 3D experience. I think it's better. We have some alerts also, and here we have the elements. We have a part, an assembly, a drawing, and some advanced options. That is like the traditional way of SolidWorks opening some parts before in previous versions, but I think this is cooler. So you can open. I have some parts already done, but we're going to create one from zero, from scratch. And if you notice at the right, we have some configuration menus. So we have home, we have forums, we have other things that I will show you in a little bit. Yes, it's loading. Okay, so I can show you what do we have at the right and at the left, and all of the components that we have at the top before making a part. So it's important to understand the environment that we have. We have some operations, croquis or drawing. We have drawing. We have some dimensions, calculations, etc. Some complements like the photo view 360 to render images, simulation, SolidWorks motion, flow simulation also, and the toolbox. That these are really important features of SolidWorks. This is I think the main topic of doing it in 3D to make those simulations. We've got also the CAM, so you can send to the CNC machine, so you can manufacture your parts, and some analysis tools. So at the left we have the project tree or the feature manager that is called in SolidWorks. You can close it or hide it like that. And you can also expand the right one, the SolidWorks menus or tools, or you can drag it and hide it or make it bigger or make it thinner. And you have the home, you have the toolbox, well, the library. You can open files from there too. You have the drawing that we will see in a minute. You can apply materials, scenes, so you can render those in photo view 360, plastic, metal, painting, etc. some advanced properties. The 3D experience that I was telling you, if you are registered, you will get access to all of 3D experience. That is very nice to have. And later on in a video, I will tell you how was my process to download and to purchase the license. It was troublesome, to be honest, but you have to see it. I tried to record it, so I will make a video of that later. The only thing that I like of the license is the certification licenses, so I will talk of that in another video. So let's get to the topic. Let's make a part. So we have the planes there. We have the 3 planes that we can use, and we're going to drawing, and we're going to select drawing, and we're going to enter like a submenu where there will be more options available, like lines, rectangles, circles, angles, curves, etc. And what I'm going to use is, I will show you how to build a drawing from these tools, and you can draw a rectangle, or you can erase it by clicking suppress or delete, and you can use line tool like this, and if you see, it has like some little images down there that tell us that it is horizontal or vertical, so use those in your advantages. And if you see, we got a little dot there that will make the coincidence of the points. You can go to dimensions, like intelligent dimension, and you can start selecting some lines, so you can add the dimensions of the part, and they will appear right next to it, and you just write the values. But for example, let's see if we want this like in a 35 millimeters. This is in millimeters. If you're using standard features, I will tell you how to change it in a moment. But suppose that you get a mistake and you don't want it, you can double click it, or you can go to the left and you can use those arrows, or you can write the value that you want to change. And that way you will be seeing how I can change the values of each dimension, so I get what I want. So I click off that option, and I will go to leave the drawing. When you leave the drawing, it will look like this. It will look gray, and then you can make an operation, or you can do it exactly when doing the drawing. We're going to extrude some part, so it will look like this. It is an extrusion, and we can select how far do we want it to go, or we can even tell it that we have 2 dimensions, that you can go from one side to the other side in this. So I activated direction 2, and you can have 2 directions from the middle of that part, but we don't need it right now, so I will deactivate it, and we can click OK. Once we have it, it will have made the part. So it's that easy. So that's why it is important to understand the views of your part, where do you want to start, and which plane do you want to use to build your part, so the isometric feels correct. And then what you have to do is to save it. In this case is test, so it was 2020 student edition number 2, because I have made another part so before. And we have these menus, like they are hidden within the arrow at the SolidWorks logo, but if you click it and then you pin it, you will fix it and it will not move. So you can create a drawing from that part, go to file and click create drawing from a part, click accept, and it will automatically open some of the paper that we need to make the part. And at the right you have the views that you are going to use, so you can just drag them. If you lose them, they are the right menus. Drag it to the to the paper, and you can see if I move my cursor, the other views will appear. Just click them, and if you move like in diagonals, the isometrics will appear in all of the other views. So we just need 3. Click accept. And if you want to add an isometric, just go to the right menu that we talked about and just drag it. But I think it's too big for this drawing. Later on I will tell you how to change the paper size. So let's see if we can move it. And see that the part is like free movement. It is free. It can be moving freely within the page. But if I move the other parts, they will move within the main part that I use. See? Like this. And the other ones will be like linked to that part, so they will not move freely within the drawing. So it's too big. The isometric doesn't fit, so I will delete it, and I will move my main part to another part of the paper because I don't like it in that place. And I will make the dimensions. In this part, the dimensions are done easily. You go to dimensions and you can click. Well, here I'm telling you that you can also use another type of drawings that I will explain later on classes in another videos, how to make all of those things that appear there. But right now we're going to use dimensions only, so we can reach the drawings that we made by hand. Okay, so in this menu we can use model elements, and this is like an intelligent dimension selection. It will automatically tell us that and you have replaced units there, 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 and you have replaced units. So when you're modifying a dimension, you have to click it and go to another and go to replace units. There you will have the length units. Go and expand it and select millimeters or centimeters or whatever unit you need to be, but this will only apply to that dimension, so be careful. You have to apply it to every dimension that you input. So I will start making all of the dimensions of the drawing, and then I will change it into millimeters. You have to just arrange the dimensions so they are beautifully fixed at the drawing. I am selecting all of the dimensions that we need in the drawing, so I will leave it like that. And then what you can do is you can select all of the drawing with the mouse. Just click and drag. Do not lose the dragging the click of the mouse, and select every dimension, and then go to another and change the dimensions. I will show it in a moment. So click, drag it like that, select another, replace units, and millimeters. So there you have it. We have all the dimensions in millimeters. But there's another thing. At the title box we have some errors. So right click the drawing, the paper, and go to edit paper format, or edit the sheet, and edit paper, and just double click the elements that you want to edit and change the name of the part, for example this one, and there you have it. You can also see the scale. It's already fixed. You can change the scale later. I will tell you how. And here we are going to tell the company, in this case this is the school name, and we'll have some elements like tolerance and materials and everything else. Who draw this? So what you have to do is just double click it, and a text box will appear, so you can start changing the name, or well, you can start writing like this. So just write whatever you want. I am using my initial names, and just move it, and that's it. Once you finish, you can go out of the edit form and like just going out of the drawing like before, and there we have it. We have the title box fixed. So what's next? We have to save it. So yeah, we have to update all of the views, save it, and we're saving it as a drawing, as a SolidWorks drawing. But we wanted to use it as a PDF. We can do two things. We can beauty preview. It will look like this. So if we're happy with that, we go to print, and we can print Microsoft to PDF, but that is not the correct way to do it. So just go and save as, and just click save as, and you will have more options to save it. So you have like image, and you can save it as an image. I don't recommend this. In a moment you will see why. So I will open the image that we just made. There we go. Okay, so that's the image, and it looks good in, well, far away, but when we make a zoom, when close up, it looks just blurry. So we have to save it in a PDF. PDF will be vectorized, so even if we make zoom, all of the letters and all of the lines will be smoothly, and they will be sharp and defined. So let's wait for it to save it in a PDF. Just select the PDF at the menu, and once we have it, it will be seen like this. Just let's make a zoom, and if you see, all of the lines are sharply defined, not as the lines here. Okay, these are blurry and these ones are sharp. They are well defined, so use PDF to save your files. So another thing is that the student version is educational. It is just for teaching purposes, so take that in mind. It is not intended for commercial uses, so be careful. So that's all. Thank you and see you in another video.